Alright, hey Mac users, this is Mrs. Lamphere, and in this video we are going to be looking at the hyperlinks assignment. So in order to get this assignment started, we got to go inside our text and grab some code. So let's scroll down here. So I'm in Unit 3, Introduction to HTML. I'm scrolling down to this reading link called Learn Hyperlinks. And we're going to fast forward to page 5 in order to get us started with our code. So we're going to copy the code off of page 5 and open up a new Text Wrangler document. And we will paste that inside here. Okay, so this is actually the code to the start of our final portfolio project. So we're going to have a portfolio that links to all the different web pages that we're making in this course. So we're first going to link to our invitation page that we have made and our Webmaster role page that we have made. But first we've got to add in the code to hyperlink to these two different pages. So let's first link to our invitation page. And so on this line of our invitation, starting after our new paragraph tag, we're going to add in the anchor tag for a hyperlink reference. Oops, sorry, equal sign, quotation mark, to our Unit 3 folder. Go inside our invitation folder and then grab our index3.html. Should have been your final invitation project. And then we want the word invitation to show up as what we want our viewers to click on. So then after the word invitation, we need to tell it to end that hyperlink tag. So at this point, you should have added in this chunk of code. So what we're telling the web page to do is to have a hyperlink here, and we're wanting it to go inside our Unit 3 folder, then grabbing our invitation folder, and then grabbing our file called index3. Oh, I'm sorry. Change index3. This should say invite3. So that's the name of our invitation file. Okay, so let's take a look exactly where this web page is going. So let's save this file, save as, and we're just going to save this directly inside our web design folder. So we want it inside our web design folder, out in with all of these unit folders, and we're going to call this index.html. Save. Okay, so now let's check out this file path. So essentially what we're telling the web page to do. So here's the start, here's the home base of our portfolio page so far at this point. And with the code we've created, we're telling it to go from here, go inside our Unit 3 folder, go inside our invitation folder, and grab this invite3 file. So let's check out that code in a web page and see what it looks like. So here's that code. We've linked invitation at this point so far. So if we click on that link, that takes us to our invitation page. If we go back, and that goes to our portfolio page. So again, what we've told the code to do, we've created a file path in order to tell it to go and grab our invite3 web page in order to get it linked. All right, now we need to link up our Webmaster role pages. So we're going to add in the same code to get us started. Okay, and this time we're actually, if we pull up our folders here, so we're here in our web design folder. To grab our Webmaster roles, we just needed to go inside Unit 3 and grab this CSS assignment.html. So inside our quotation marks, we're telling it to go into Unit 3 and grabbing CSS assignment.html. And we want our page to show Webmaster, and in that anchor tag. So let's save that and refresh our page, and now we have an active role or an active link to our Webmaster role page. The next thing we learn about in this reading lesson is we can change up the CSS styles of our hyperlinks. So let's fast forward to page 8 and grab this code in order to change our hyperlinks. So at this point we really just need the style. Let's start at the style tag and go through this style tag. So from the start of the style tag to the end of the style tag. This lists out all of our different styles that we're going to apply to our HTML code. So we need to keep this up in the heading, and let's just double check. So right after the body tag. Oop, that's not the right spot. So right before the title on our page, so right here. We will paste those styles. And so now if we just save that and check it out. Well, and so here's where it's going to get tricky. Because we've already visited these links, it's probably not going to show up in this Chrome, because what we've essentially done with these styles, if we said we want this active link to appear the color blue, when we hover over the link we want it to turn green, and after we visited the link we want it to turn red or something like that. Since we've already visited, oh wait, actually there it goes. So looks a little better there. But let's open this up in Firefox and just see what that looks like, or just a different browser. If you have Safari, try out Safari, and our links should look a little different because we haven't visited them. Okay, this looks pretty good in Firefox. So we've set those CSS styles to for these links to have a certain font and certain colors, and then once I mouse over them, it looks like a different color. So if we click on a link, and so now that link's been visited, it's turned red. So that's what we've told our web page to do with this code. So we can change that up and have it be different colors and different styles. So let's go ahead and open up our the code for different colors. And get our chart of colors open here. Let's go ahead and just switch out some colors. So you can choose what you want your link to look like before someone's visited it. I'm going to choose this like dark purple color. It's kind of cool. And then maybe if someone mouses over it, it turns this kind of orange color. And then once it's been visited, I'm going to have it turn this blue color. So make sure that you still have all of those semicolons intact. File save. And another thing you can do is have it appear one size on the page. So I'm going to make it a little smaller to start out with. And then if someone hovers over it, it's going to get a little bigger. And change font. And then once they've visited it, it'll go back to the same size and font style. Okay, let's check that out. I'm not sure what that's going to look like since I've already visited. Here we go. So you can see when I mouse over these links, it's changing of size. If we go ahead and open this up in Firefox. Let's see what that does. And then let's also see what it does in Safari. So you might notice a little difference between each browser. And I've already visited these links in Firefox as well. So they're already kind of defaulting to that blue color. But let's check out Safari since I haven't visited them yet in Safari. There we go. That looks kind of cool. So since I had not visited these links yet in Safari, it still kind of has my original colors here. Awesome. Okay, now I'm going to close up these browsers and go back to my code. So one thing we still need to add is we need to add a contact me email link. So for an email link, let's go back into our course here. Back into our hyperlinks reading link, I fast forwarded to page 11 here, and on page 11 they offer you up the code to create an email link. So let's go ahead and copy that code. Let's go down below our Webmaster role and tell it to start a new paragraph. Paste in the email link code and paragraph. Okay, so now we're telling it to link to an email address. And instead of John Doe, I'm going to go ahead and put in my So go ahead and insert your own email there. And instead of contact me, I'm going to say email me. So if you don't have a email program actually installed on your computer, this probably won't work, but or it might try to open something, I don't know. It works on my computer because I actually have an email program installed, so I'll just be looking to see that you have the correct code in place there. So even if it doesn't work for you, it should still work for me. Okay, last thing we gotta do, because I'm running out of time for this video, is we need to add in some links to our invitation and our Webmaster role page that takes us back to our portfolio page without having to click on the back button. So let's go ahead, save that one more time just so we don't lose anything. Let's first go into our Unit 3 folder and open up our Invite 3 file. Let's open that back up in Text Wrangler. And so what we need to do is create a link that goes back to our portfolio page. So under our last kind of end table tag down here towards the bottom, we're going to add in a line of code that takes us back to our portfolio page. So add in your anchor link, hyperlink reference equals, so essentially right now we're going to be backing out of folders. So we're in our Unit 3 invitation folder right now. So we need to back out of invitation, back out of our Unit 3 folder, and go grab this index file. So in order to back out, we need to go // and we're backing out of 2 folders, and we need it to grab index.html. So that's what that code is going to look like. We want it to display the word back. So let's save that and check it out. And now I have a gazillion files open here. So if I open up my index page, go to my invitation file, and you can see there's now this little backlink that goes back to my portfolio page. So now I'm going to copy that same code and go into my Webmaster role document, which is CSS assignment. I have about 30 seconds left on my video, so I'm trying to hurry here. Okay, and then below my last source, I'm going to paste in that code, except for this one, we're only backing out of 1 folder, so we can delete out a couple dots in that slash. Let's open that up and hope it works. Let's refresh our page. And we have our back button. Okay, go ahead and zip and submit your entire web design folder and get that submitted to the Hyperlinks Dropbox.